Hello, teacher. Good morning. Welcome to my classroom. I'm going to explain two important themes. The two themes I chose for this presentation are future and models to talk about the future. The first one is the future. The future is a verb tense we use to express ideas or actions that will occur in the future. And there are many ways to express future ideas. For this tense, we use two principal auxiliaries. What are they? Will, I'm going to. This is the principal auxiliaries. For example, I'm going to the party next week. Another example of the will, I will to study for the exam. As you can see, there was a difference and they are the use. Each one has a different use. For example, will is used for decisions, for predictions, and promises, while going to use for the future plans are evidence. These auxiliaries we use to change a sentence into a future sentence, obviously. Will is used to express that something is 100% probable, that is practically a fact, while going to is used to express an 80% probability. The structure. The structure of will are subject, next to will, verb, and finally the complement. It's too easy. For example, I will eat pizza with my friends. For going to, the structure is a little different. The structure are subject, verb to be, next to going to, verb, and complement. And this is example, I am going to play video games. For other way, into the future tense, we find the present continuous, which we use to indicate certain future plans. The structure is very similar to of the previous examples. The first is the subject, next verb to be, verb with ing auxiliary, and finally the complement. In this example are I am swimming in the pool. Other examples on different connotation are in positive, I'm going to the school in the morning. In negative, he's not coming to class tomorrow. In a question, are you working next week? Don't forget the question mark. And finally, we have present simple. Present simple talk about scheduled events in the future. Schedule, it means activity planned with a specific time or date. For example, my friends arrives this afternoon. Another example, my soccer game starts in 1 hour. The structure is too simple. The first is subject, next verb with the s. It's very important for identify this tense, and the complement. Okay, the next topic are model like phrases to talk about the future. With these models, we use to express ideas exclusive in future tense. Its functions are help a verb to change in future tense. It's very simple. The modal verb is always before a main verb. Remember that the main verb is infinitive. This means that finish in two. For example, drunk, walk, and run. In Spanish, we know like infinitivos. For example, with termination ar, o ir. For example, realizar, determinar, y observar. Some examples of models are Johnny may run, Johnny might go, and Johnny could jump. In negative, Johnny may not run, Johnny might not go, and Johnny could not jump. The modals express possibility and probability. Exists three models. The first are may, the second are might, and the third are could. And each expresses a different idea that we will observe later. Remember that we use in the present future. May we use to permission or higher possibility are three forms: uh, positive, negative, and question. And one example are may I go to the bathroom? This is classic. Example. Might is very similar, but remember, might it's more formal. For example, might I ask you a question? Also could express ability, request, possibility, and permission. But in this case, are possibility or permission. One example are he could be in the living room. Further way, the structure is similar into the three cases. The first are subject, next modal in positive or negative, next the verb, and finally the complement. Okay, this is all of my part. Thank you for watching, and thank you very much for your classes teacher. See you later, and happy vacations.